Hey guys, Mr. Mackey here. Now yesterday I was showing you how to find the gradient and the y-intercept with some different equations of linear graphs, and your challenge was to find out the gradient and the y-intercept from these three equations. So let's do it nice and quickly. So the first one, y equals 8 minus 5x, well the y-intercept is 8 and the gradient is negative 5. Now let's do the y gradient and the y-intercept of this. Now, can we see a number in front of the x? No. But there is a gradient. What you do is you ask yourself, what's 1 times x? It's just x, isn't it? But sometimes people don't want to put the 1 in front because it doesn't really make much sense. So it's the same as that. And because of that, the gradient is 1. But for the y-intercept is different because there's actually no numbers there. There's no 1, there's nothing. So that's the case, the y-intercept is 0. Now for the final one, where we'll have to do some balancing. 2y minus 6x equals 5. Let's balance it out first by moving the 6x onto the other side by adding it on both sides. So that becomes 2y, I'll move it over here, equals 6x plus 5. And then to balance it out, because we have to make the y, not 2y, so we have to get rid of that 2. We do that by dividing by 2 on both sides. So we have the equation y equals 3x plus 5 over 2. And it matches that now, doesn't it? With the gradient being 3 and the y-intercept being 5 over 2. Fantastic work if you've got them all right. Now for today's video, we're going to go back downstairs to the creative room to draw some more graphs. But what we're going to be doing today is we're not going to be using a table with coordinates and we find the coordinates. We're just going to be drawing our graphs by relying solely on our equation of a line. What do I mean by that? Well, let's check it out. Let's go downstairs to the creative room. I'll see you there, guys. Welcome back to the creative room, guys. It's been so long. 2 days. So today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using the gradient and the y-intercept in our equations to draw the lines without needing coordinates. How do you do that? Well, let's go over to the pad of paper which we'll be needing. Now, if you want to do this at home as well, what you'll be needing is a pencil, a ruler, and a sheet of squared paper to make your graphs nicely laid out. And if you feel like you might make a mistake, bring a rubber as well. Always important. Now, let's see what we can draw. This one, I'm going to be using the equation y equals 2x plus 3, and I want to create a graph from that. Now, to do this, we first have to do two things. We need to find the gradient, and we need to find the y-intercept. Now, because it's in front of the x, the 2 is the gradient. Forgot that T. Always important to remember your spelling, guys. And because this follows the x, this is the y-intercept. And this can be written as the coordinate 0 to 3. Now, for this, we're now going to be creating our equation. That's all, and this is all you need to know. Now, to start off with, we know one of our coordinates because it's given to us. So we go up the stair, across the corridor 0, but up the stairs 3 times. So that is our first coordinate. Now, this is how the gradient comes into this. The gradient means how steep our line is. So for every, and because our gradient is 2, it means that for every x coordinate we go across, for every whole number, we go up twice. So we go across once, up by twice, making that. So for the next one we go up, then for this we go across by 1, up twice. 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 So we're starting to make a line from this. If you want to go in the opposite direction, we have to do the opposite thing. So we go this way by 1, but we go down twice. This way by 1, 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 down twice. This way, and so on. Now, as you can see from that, we've now got loads of dots. So what do we have to do? We join them together. And from that, we have made the line y equals 2x plus 3. And all you needed to know was the gradient and the coordinates of the y-intercept. So let's try this one again, but this time with the equation y equals negative 2x. Now, what's the gradient? Well, the gradient is negative 2. And what's the y-intercept? Well, there isn't a y-intercept there, so the y-intercept is 0 to 0. Now we mark that coordinate first, so here we go, 0 to 0, that's going to be right bang in the middle. Now, if we have a negative gradient, it means that for every time we go across on the x-axis in this direction, we're going down by 2, because it's minus. So go across by 1, down by 2. 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 And then when we do it in the opposite axis, we do it in the opposite direction. So across by 1, up by 2. Across by 1, up by 2. Across by 1, up by 2. And so on. And from that, we have made a series of dots. All you've got to do now is get your pencil and your ruler, join them together, and we have made the line y equals negative 2x. So now I've shown you how to draw lines with gradients that are both positive and negative, and with y-intercepts, that even ones that are just 0. That's all you need to know. All you need to know is find out what the y-intercept is, and then you just continue using your positive or your negative gradients depending in the direction you're going. So for today, because I feel that's enough for me to do today, I'm going to set you a challenge. And your challenge is to draw the line, is to create the graph y equals a half x minus 2. Y equals a half x minus 2. It might be a bit more difficult. We might have to draw our gradients a bit differently, but I think you will manage with this. You sound pretty confident already. Good luck with what you're going to be doing. I'm looking forward to seeing how you guys did, and we'll go over it tomorrow. But I hope you're enjoying Graphing Week. It's been an interesting way to start being 23, I'll tell you that. And good luck, guys. Take care, get on with it, and let's keep learning.